Or a lot of sticking to just doing crimes in a video game. Real world? Absolutely.
How did this murderer kill his victim while streaming on YouTube? On December 18, 2022, a YouTuber was streaming on YouTube playing the GTA Vice City game. Simultaneously, in the same region, a pregnant woman was tragically stabbed to death inside her house. The identity of the killer in this story is already known to us. However, what remains to be discovered is how the killer attempted to justify his actions in an attempt to evade justice. What adds an intriguing element to this narrative is that the perpetrator is a YouTuber who used the YouTube platform as an alibi. Our goal is to uncover how this YouTuber managed to commit the crime while streaming on YouTube at the exact same time. By delving into the details, we aim to unveil the disturbing aspects of his personality and the horrifying statements he made during his 6 hours of streaming on YouTube. The story occurred in Northern Ireland and centers around a 32-year-old man named Stephen McCalla. Stephen owns a YouTube channel named VotesXon7 with 36,000 engaged followers. The channel, which had been active for 7 years, specializes in reviewing action figures and movie toys. For a year, Stephen had not been streaming until the 18th of December 2022. On that day, he resumed streaming, playing the GTA Vice City game. The stream was titled A Violent Night. Christmas Live Gaming Stream. Stephen streamed for an unusual and lengthy 6-hour duration, particularly notable given his extended break from streaming. You may say, "Oh, it is not that big deal." Then wait, the weirdest is coming ahead. On the day following the 19th of December 2022, Stephen made a distressing call to the police, reporting the discovery of his girlfriend, Natalie McNally's lifeless body at her residence. As this case is still unfolding, details about the nature of their relationship remain unknown. It's unclear whether they had recently known each other for an extended period, or shared a child, or if it was their child whom Natalie was carrying. Subsequently, the police arrived and promptly commenced their examination of the crime scene. Suspecting Stephen, they brought him to the department for further investigation. During the initial stages of the investigation, Stephen swiftly presented his YouTube channel and the extensive 6-hour live stream to the police. He informed them that he had been streaming the night before, spending the entire evening playing video games at home. Stephen emphasized that the stream was both live and scheduled on YouTube, with hundreds of viewers who could confirm his alibi if questioned. At that moment, the police were convinced by his alibi, despite the fact that he took short breaks during the stream. The brevity of these breaks made it implausible that he could have traveled to Natalie's house, committed the murder, and returned within such a limited time frame. Subsequently, the police released him and continued their investigation for about a month and a half. However, on January 31st, 2023, Stephen was once again arrested. This time, he was charged with falsifying the YouTube stream, meaning that the stream was pre-recorded and he had been presenting it as a live video. But here's a crucial question. If the stream was indeed pre-recorded, why didn't the viewers notice? Typically, streamers engage with their audience answering questions and responding to comments. To unravel this mystery, let's examine some footage from the streaming sessions. It's worth noting that his stream is still available up until the present day.
So, what are we doing tonight? Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So, by all means, talk amongst yourselves.
Did you hear what he said? He said he would not be able to check the live chat, and the reason was technical problems in the streaming software. And that if he opened the chat, the game would lag. All right, then why didn't he open the live chat on his phone? Stephen prepared an answer to such a question like that. He kept justifying and saying weird, unreasonable things. He also got TikTok involved, he said. Well, I can't hold my phone because I'm afraid that TikTok tempts me, wasting my time on it.
So if I go on my phone for too long, I'll end up just scrolling through TikTok, and the amount of time that I've lost scrolling through TikTok is unbelievable. So
Plenty of turns and a lot of justifications. These were his unbelievable justifications. What happened after is starting the stream. And as we mentioned, he streamed for 6 hours. From time to time during the stream, he kept justifying and saying crazy things again and again. During the streaming at a certain point, he proudly mentioned something about a crime he's about to commit. Remember that his stream was recorded before the crime. However, he hinted many times about his crime. At one point, he mentioned Natalie's name.
that's physics. That's what would happen in the real world. Absolutely.
You might ask me why he did that. How stupid is he to say her name in the stream, as he considered it as his alibi? This shows us how a psychopath he is. He did not stop his stupidity. He also sang a nasty song about Natalie.
I need to kill this. I need to take her down.
I honestly don't know what to say. No comment. Did he stop here? No. Afterwards, he said he would commit crimes only in video games.
Crime is on the rise. That's why I like sticking to just doing crimes in a video game.
He also kept saying that he would stay at home that night and not go out. The number of justifications provided only raises suspicion rather than fostering belief. Repeatedly addressing the viewers and discussing murder seems unusual. Instead of putting doubts away, it only increases them. It remains confusing why he chose to make the situation more complicated and suspicious. In a particularly unsettling move, during one of his breaks, he showcased a poster for the movie No Time to Die. Sources suggest that he displayed the poster precisely at the time he committed the crime. What a psychopath. He picked the poster carefully. No time to die and commit the crime. This is mad. After the break, he backed trying to justify the sudden poster's appearance. He talked stupidly as always, then he said that he put the PlayStation control on the table and he mistakenly pressed a button that resulted in the poster's appearance. Even a kid would laugh at this. It's unbelievable. Obviously, this was one of his crime hints. He was committing the crime at the same time the poster appeared. The poster was displayed at 9:26. The police estimated that the crime happened at 9:30. And as we said, he kept hinting at his crime. This time, he mentioned something about how Christmas is going to be special this year.
I actually think it'll be a really good Christmas this year.
I showed you the most important footage, and there is more to be witnessed. This guy planned his crime from zero to hero. He recorded the video for streaming and used it as an alibi. What is particularly unsettling is the conclusion of his stream. In the final moments, he imparted a message about love, encouraging viewers to talk and love their relationships, communicate with their loved ones, make calls and send messages. He manages to present himself as the kindest person on earth, creating a stark contrast that adds to the shock and disbelief. Now, brace yourself for something even more shocking. This is Steven's account on Twitter. And this is the tweet that he shared the stream with. If we check out who liked the tweet and scroll down, we will find an account with Nat's name a shortcut to Natalie. Imagine you like the stream that will be used to cover your crime. Horrible and heartbreaking event. he could have thought again before killing her, especially when she liked his live streaming tweet. Now let's break it down and see how the crime was committed. On December 18, 2022, the stream was created. The following day, on December 19, Stephen visited Natalie's house and called the police from there to report the discovery of Natalie's body. Upon their arrival, the police found Natalie stabbed with a knife from her kitchen. Natalie, age 32 like Stephen, was in her 4th month of pregnancy. Tragically, Stephen, the perpetrator, ended the lives of 2 souls, Natalie and her unborn child. As previously mentioned, sources did not give details about the unborn child's father, leaving the motive for the killing shrouded in uncertainty. Several conclusions can be drawn from the situation, such as the possibility that Natalie betrayed him, and that the unborn child might not have been his. Alternatively, it could be his child, but he may not have wanted it. One conjecture is that he requested her to miscarry, and upon her refusal, he resorted to committing the crime. However, the motive could be entirely different. The exact reasons remain uncertain. As previously mentioned, he reported the crime to the police, leading to his arrest. He presented the streaming footage to the police, resulting in his release. Certainly, he must have felt immense relief when the police released him. Nevertheless, this freedom endured for a month and a half. Throughout this period, he regularly visited Natalie's parents at their home, providing comfort and assistance with household tasks. Additionally, he actively participated in community and family events organized to pay tribute to Natalie, pretending sadness. Natalie's parents, although aware of Stephen as their daughter's boyfriend, had limited knowledge about him and had only met him a few times. Natalie lived alone. Her parents were not on the lookout for her life. He stayed beside the family during the moment, not for love or comfort. He basically wanted to spy on them and see if they suspected him or not, and importantly, put suspicion away from him. Imagine after arresting him, the police found voice memos on his phone. The man left his phone in their house to spy on them by recording a voice memo. One of the weirdest things was that he uploaded a video on YouTube on 19 December 2022, the same day after the crime. The video was about reviewing the Star Wars movie swords. Also, on 31 December 2022, which is after 18 days since the crime was committed, he tweeted, "2022 was the worst year of my life. You will never know the levels of suffering, loss, and cruelty I was subjected to. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. I am not okay, and I do not think I ever will fully be myself again. I have just lost too much. But I am still here." Stephen published another video on 25 January 2023, reviewing a toy from Doctor Who series. It is weird how he was able to live and make videos after committing the crime. Anyway, this was the last video he published because he was arrested on 31 January 2023. The police arrested Stephen again after finding crucial evidence. The camera registrations revealed that he left his house that night, taking a bus to Natalie's residence and returning home via taxi. Every step of his movements was precisely captured. All his movements were captured, and the police had to check a lot of cameras to follow his movements accurately. Moreover, investigators successfully located both the bus and the taxi driver who transported Stephen from and to his house. Technical experts provided assurance that the stream was pre-recorded and not a live stream. In the court, Stephen himself admitted that the stream was recorded. However, he did not admit the crime, insisting he was at home that night, even though the cameras proved the opposite. Until now, the case is still running by the police, and Stephen is yet to be convicted. The sad thing is, even if he gets a life sentence, he will stay in prison only for 25 years and could be less according to the Irish law. So weird. A similar case in Ireland about this guy named Stephen Scott. Great, the same name also. Anyway, in 1998, this murderer murdered his 17-year-old pregnant girlfriend. Sylvia Fleming apparently became pregnant by him, and problems occurred between them. So he decided to drug her and suffocate her. Then he cut her up, put her parts in bags, and threw them away. A very awful crime. Now, predict what his judgment was. He was sentenced to 25 years, and he did not serve that long. They released him in 2017 because of his good behavior, meaning he spent only 17 years in prison. Even if Stephen is sentenced to life imprisonment, he will be released after a few years because of their strange law. If you behave well, you will be released. Thank you so much for watching, and I highly recommend checking out this video. It has plenty of twists.